Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you are notified when new videos are uploaded. And if you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, y'all. We're going to get into Married to Medicine. There was a lot that happened, and again, my head was spinning. We're going to see how this goes. Married to Medicine is on a downward spiral because there is just, it's too much. So y'all, let's get into the episode.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Okay, guys. So it was a lot that happened with regards to the reunion. And in an effort to not make the video so long, I tried to only talk about certain portions at once because y'all really don't like long videos like that. And that's fine because neither do I. So what I would like to talk about is specifically the situation with Dr. Damon and Dr. G, which was a lot. It was a lot. And in all honesty, I am very clear on who Dr. Damon is. At one point I was like, how does this man manage? But I totally understand how he manages because he is the exact same as his wife. The exact same. So we're going to get into this video here in a moment. But without further ado, so what we saw on yesterday's episode is we saw the situation with Dr. Damon and Dr. G. Yeah, Dr. G and Dr. Damon. So what occurred is Andy asked about the situation between them two and, feeling like the wives kind of, separated them. Now, what Andy said was, and I liked what he said, but I did not like the response. And in all honesty and being fair on both sides, I just cannot give Dr. Damon any points because the way he handled this was mind boggling. And I'm just like, if anybody supports him and his counterpart after this, it doesn't make any sense because the words that he used calling Dr. G um coward multiple times, it just didn't make any sense, y'all. So I'm just like struggling here, but so let's get into it. So let's start with a little bit of it. It was a lot. It was a lot. And in all honesty, y'all, if this show continues with this downward spiral, there's really nothing to review because it is so toxic to the point that it is no longer energetic. It is no longer fascinating to watch. It is just toxic behavior, one after the other. So we'll see. I'll do, obviously this last review of, because they'll do the reunion part 3, but I don't know. We'll see if they have a next season, what it actually brings, because it's way too much. It's too much. But let's get into it.
Like you both got caught up in the back and forth between your wives and you both caught strays. Greg, you took real issue with the way Heavenly attacked you online, saying that you were not respected in the medical community. I just felt
Okay, guys, so let's kind of jump into that relatively quickly. Now, what Andy asked Dr. G was, you felt like you were not respected after, you guys already know Dr. Heavenly did that tweet in which she called Dr. G a pedo. She had no evidence. She had nothing. It was just saying worthless things out to the world, and it could definitely ruin his reputation. Now, in my opinion, I felt like that was something that definitely could have ruined his reputation. And if I was him, I would have just sued her because I think at some point you have to draw the line. So in watching this show, she didn't say it one time, she said it multiple times. after she even went back and apologized, she still continued to say it. So I felt like Dr. G should have stood his ground, but I don't know. Maybe on the show, they could sign something that says that they wouldn't do that. I don't know. But let's get into it, okay? Now, so Dr. G had an issue with being called a pedo and not feeling respected, right? Dr. G felt disrespected. And listen, we regular people, we're not doctors. We will feel disrespected if somebody said that about us and it wasn't true, right? He, excuse me, where did that come from? Dr. G didn't like the negativity surrounding being called that, which is, who wouldn't understand that? Now, here is the issue, y'all. I was like struggling, like, oh my goodness. Dr. Damon said he could care less. Because what ended up happening is, though, Andy flipped it and said, now, Dr. Damon, how would you feel if, if Sweet Tea said it about you? Dr. Damon said he could care less if Sweet Tea, he didn't care what she said about him. Okay. He didn't care because he felt like she didn't know him, is pretty much what he said. Then he calls Dr. G a coward. He was actually mad because he felt like Dr. G did not stand up for him. And he felt like Dr. G had known him for 10 years and did not speak up for his character. Y'all hold that thought, because what you learn then through their sit down is the same thing that Dr. Damon was saying. He felt like Dr. G didn't speak up for him, which I don't know how Dr. G can speak up for if someone is a cheater or not, because he don't know, or how would he know what somebody is doing? You know what I mean? So I can understand that. But Dr. Damon calls him a coward because he said he had known him for 10 years and he pretty much didn't feel like he stuck up for him. Now, here's the deal. He didn't feel like Dr. G stuck up for him, knowing that he a grown man and Dr. G is not with him in whatever he does. Not saying that he's a cheater or not. Dr. G just said, I don't know. Now, how is Dr. G a coward for not inserting himself in a conversation about somebody's personal business or if they're cheating or not? How? But Dr. Damon allows his wife to slander and tell lies on somebody that he wants them to speak up for him. Does that make any sense? So if this is somebody that you've had this strong relationship with, but it's okay for your wife to say things about them because that is just what she does, and it's okay because whatever his wife says should not affect their relationship. But Dr. G, you be strong and you take it. She may call you a pedo online, but it's all good because I'm here for you. So I'm just like, what in the whole entire world just happened? Okay. Why does Dr. G need to vouch for whether or not Dr. Damon is a cheater or not? It's making me wonder, are these rumors and or allegations true? Because he even cussed when even mentioning it. So I'm just like, who else in your life can advocate if or not you're a cheater? Because clearly you and Dr. G were never really friends, because if so, you sided with a man that you just met against someone that was your friend. Then they get into the situation about the care of the patients. Dr. G not taking Dr. Damon's patients. But it gets real weird, y'all, because Dr. Damon calls him a liar. He called the man a coward like 3 times. So he's a coward, Dr. Damon, for not speaking up for you and what people are saying about you, but yet you can't put a muzzle on your Rockwilder, aka Dr. Heavenly. You can't put a muzzle on her, but it's okay for her to do that. But for you, he needs to step up for you, speak up for you. Then after your wife dragged him multiple times, you want him to be available for you and your patients. Is this okay? What am I missing here?
They disrespected any physician that's, caring about their practice and caring about their job.
Yeah.
And the people that they serve is not going to take kindly to negative things being said about them.
So, Damon, what if...
So pay attention, because this is the part where Andy asks the question.
Sweet Tea tweeted that you were not respected in the medical community. How would you respond to that?
I could care less.
He could care less. He's caring more and not less. So this is really crazy, y'all, because it's like, after you watch the interaction, even with the women in the back where they're watching it, you can almost tell that Dr. Damon is behaving in this manner because this is what his wife has told him to do, which is so crazy because, in a real relationship where it's two people, hopefully both of y'all have a brain, because why would you allow even your wife to put you on a road to destruction? Because this is wrong. Like, it's totally wrong. There's nothing good or right about this. Like, it's so wrong. It's just like, are y'all real doctors? Y'all make me want to look up y'all licenses, because this is crazy. And Dr. Heavenly is so toxic. She's so toxic, and she has so many childhood issues, which is a whole nother video, that she can't see beyond her toxic self. Like, it's just too much. And then as we watch this, we see Quad's man King giving his input. Bro, you don't have anything to do with this. You were not there. So it's so much, we're gonna get together and try to put these people off the show that will even confirm a lie, even when we know it's a lie. Because for anybody that thought that Dr. Damon was right, I don't know how you could have saw that. Like, I really don't know how you could have saw that, because there was nothing right in what he said. There was absolutely nothing right in what he said. Then Curtis jumps in. Curtis, you're talking more than your wife did on both parts that we saw. Why is Curtis implementing himself? Because they want to get those checks. So, we're going to do anything for a check at this point. And y'all, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. This is not a show that I want to continue to watch. It exhibits everything that I do not like. It does. Like, I'm going to get through this one and we'll see what next season brings. If it brings this, I'm just not going to talk about the show. I'm just not. It's too much. Okay. So Curtis implements himself. But not one of these men were man enough to speak up, except Cecil. Cecil spoke up because Cecil said, wait a minute. You're expecting Dr. G to do something that you're not even doing for him. Hello. So are you telling me that Cecil was the only one with a brain? Dr. Damon, you are a doctor. Curtis, we don't even know what you do. You can just be quiet. And frankly, Curtis, you and your wife need to leave. She gave absolutely nothing. And we'll talk about that later. Even when asked a question, she said she didn't want to get it on her. Get off of this show, ma'am. Go. Because you have nothing to say. You are a doctor when your friend is belittling another woman about issues, fertility issues. I'm done. Like, I'm over it. So the bullying on this show needs to stop. It's very elementary. It's not even interesting anymore. So did anybody catch a glimpse of Dr. Mimi? And this is where I struggle with these people, because they're very one-sided. The show would be a lot more interesting if people would just be who they are and not feel like they got to go along with this side, because it makes it like, as the viewers, we see it and it becomes uninteresting. Now, when we see Dr. Heavenly going in again, as she always does, the pit bull, I'm just going to start calling her that because that's what she is. We see Dr. Mimi, but we can see the expressions on her face. Dr. Mimi, we need you to say what it is you're thinking, because what I've learned with Dr. Mimi, she doesn't say anything when it can be construed as negative toward the negative party, because um I feel like this show just needs to end. I feel like Married to Medicine gave us some good stuff, but I feel like we are at the end of it, and I feel like the show just needs to be canceled. Don't even recast it, just cancel it. The show is done. Like, it is so done. I don't even know what else they can bring to this show. And I'm going to say, I think the only thing that this show may have working for it, maybe if they brought Mariah back and let her cast new people. It is difficult though with a new cast, as we're seeing with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't know, maybe they can keep a few, but this show has to go, y'all. It is way it's too much. I mean, it's giving actresses do anything to get these few dollars so that we can have some extra money. Nobody is acting with common sense. Like, you gotta be kidding. Out of all of these men on this show, only Cecil saw that it was a problem, that this woman called him a you called him a pedo. And you know it's a lie. This is a doctor, and you did not have a problem doing it. You apologized, and then you repeated it over again. This is not reflective of a doctor. And in all honesty, this show gives these doctors a bad name.
Ain't nothing your wife can say is gonna crush me. People have said twice now, Damon does this, he cheats, he does this. It's bullshit.
It's BS. We've never heard this man cuss when people say that he cheats. Tell me this. Why is this man so uptight about somebody saying that he cheat, that he don't even know? But it's okay for his wife to call somebody that they've known, as he said, for 10 years, a pedo. That's okay, because Dr. G, she just says whatever she wants. But you need to speak up for me, because I've known you for 10 years and you know my character.
And I don't even like to curse, but that's how strong I feel. But I'm not gonna fall apart. I don't expect you to say anything. I don't care if you say anything. What the problem I had with you was, you've known me for a long time and you wouldn't speak on my character.
Y'all help me out here. I've known you for a long time. You wouldn't speak on my character of unknown people. Well, now they're known, because now people on the show is saying the same thing, that Dr. Damon is a cheater, allegedly. They're saying it. But prior to that, we're talking about unnamed, unknown people. And when I say unnamed, unknown people, I'm talking to people in the comments. Tell me, why would that be a problem for you, grown man? But shouldn't be a problem for him to have somebody that they have built a relationship with say such foul things about him. Y'all help me out. Help me out, because I'm lost. And King up here with this queen outfit on, the more and more I learn about him, this man has some things in his past that, it's just, this is not a good show. This is not a good show at all. Well, it may be a good show for certain people. But when you get to the point in your life where you don't mind reality shows, but you want them to have some substance. This is no substance for me, because I would not go to any one of these doctors, which is absolutely crazy, because when I first watched the show, I actually did. And I thought, oh, wow, these are some great doctors. I don't even know these people, and I don't have any respect for them. And I'm not even a part of the medical community. The only one who may have redeemed herself is Simone. But I don't even know if that is, again, to give them a new season. It's something terribly wrong with this show. And I don't know what y'all think about it, but in my opinion, the show needs to go. It is overly toxic. It is exploiting these people as doctors, and it's making them look like some fools. But in all actuality, I can't even say that the show is making them look like fools. It's them. It is definitely them. This behavior right here could have been rectified with a simple, I don't know, but to sit here and point fingers and make somebody who's the victim the person that you blame and not the actual person that did it, it's really hard to watch. It is extremely hard to watch. So, again, that is pretty much my take on it with regards to this whole situation. But again, you have men on here who, are they scared of the wives, or do they need the money that bad? I don't know what it is, but it doesn't make for good TV, because we know that some stuff is happening that we're just not seeing. And the fact that this Dr. Damon turned on a man who wouldn't say that he was a cheater or not, to the fact that you went against him with a whole nother person, but then have the audacity to say he wouldn't take my patients. Y'all got to help me out, because this is giving crazy, crazy, crazy.